Hi guys, happy Thanksgiving. Hey, I know, oh, do you like my turkey shirt? Gobble gobble. Hey, I know we're not together for stone soup and we didn't get a chance to do it. Maybe when we get back we'll have our stone soup. I have all the supplies, so we'll just try it again later. But I have the book Stone Soup, and I know we've read it before, but your parents are probably wondering, what is stone soup? So we're going to read it again, and you guys are going to help me participate in doing the bubbles and stuff. So we're going to read it, and I want you to be thinking about all those story parts that we talked about. The characters, the setting, the solution, and the problem, okay? Because I'm going to ask you about those at the end, and that's what our assignment's going to be about. All right, stone soup. It says, a young man was walking. He walked and he walked and he walked. He walked all night and all day. And he was tired and he was hungry. So there he is, super hungry. He's walking through the little town. At last he came to a big house. What a fine house, he said. There will be plenty for me here. So he knocked on the door. Who's going to be in there? Yeah, the old lady. Listen. Now, a little old lady opened it. Good lady, said the young man, I am very hungry. Can you give me something to eat? I have nothing to give you, said the little old lady. I have nothing in the house. I have nothing in the garden. And she began to close the door. Stop, said the young man. If you will not give me something to eat, would you please just give me a stone? A stone? A stone, said the little old lady. What will you do with a stone? You cannot eat a stone. Ah, said the young man, I can make soup from a stone. Now the little old lady had never heard of that before. Make soup from a stone? Fancy that. So there are stones on the road, said the little old lady, and the young man picked up a round gray stone. This stone will make wonderful soup, he said. Now, get me a pot. So she does. She gets him a pot of water. The little old lady got a pot, filled the pot with water, and put in the stone and put it on the fire, said the young man. The little old lady did what she was told, and soon the water was bubbling in the pot. You ready? That's the bubbles. Now, the young man put the round gray stone in the pot, and he said, now we will wait for the stone to cook into soup. The pot bubbled and bubbled. And after a while, the little old lady said, this soup is cooking fast. It is cooking fast now, said the hungry young man. But it would cook faster if we just had some onions. So the little old lady went to the garden to get some yellow onions. So she did have some onions, didn't she? So into the pot went the yellow onions and the round gray stone. Soup from a stone, fancy that. The pot bubbled and bubbled. Ah, this soup smells so good. It smells good now, said the hungry young man. But it would smell better if we just had some carrots. I think I know this trick. So the little old lady went out to the garden and she pulled up some carrots and all the carrots that she could carry. So she did have some carrots. Into the pot went the long, thin carrots, the yellow onions, and the round gray stone. Soup from a stone, fancy that, said the little old lady. And the pot bubbled and bubbled. After a while, the little old lady said, this soup tastes really good. Oh, it tastes good now, said the young man. But it would taste better with some butter and some beef bones. So the little old lady went out to get some juicy beef bones. And my kids are always grossed out because she gets it out of the doggy's doghouse. Yuck. But soups really do need some bones, some of that broth in there. So let's see. Into the pot went the juicy beef bones, the long thin carrots, the yellow onions, and the round gray stone. Soup from a stone, fancy that. The pot bubbled and bubbled. And after a while, the little old lady said, this soup is fit for a prince. Oh, it's fit for a prince now, said the hungry young man. but it would be fit for a king with just a little bit of pepper and a handful of salt. So the little old lady got some pepper and some salt, and into the pot went a little bit of pepper, a handful of salt, some juicy beef bones, some carrots, some onions, and of course the round gray stone. The pot bubbled and bubbled, bloop, and after a while the little old lady said, "This soup is too thin." That means it's too watery. You need to thicken it up. "Oh, it's too thin now," said the hungry young man, "but it would be nice and thick with some butter and some barley." So the little old lady got some butter and barley, and into the pot went the butter, the barley, the bits of salt and pepper, the juicy beef bones, the thin carrots, the onions, and the round gray stone. Soup from a stone, fancy that. The pot bubbled and bubbled, bloop, bloop, bloop. And after a while, the little old lady tasted the soup again. "This soup is so good," she said. "Yes," said the hungry young man. "This soup is fit for a king. Now we will eat." "Stop," said the little old lady. "The soup is indeed fit for a king." So she took out her best tablecloth and her best dishes. Now remember, she said she didn't have any of that stuff to share. So then the little old lady and the hungry young man ate the soup that was made with butter and barley, salt and pepper, beef bones, carrots, onions, and a round gray stone. So it's really not just a soup from a stone, is it? No. "Soup from a stone, fancy that," said the old lady. "Now, I must be on my way," said the hungry young man. He pulled the stone out of his pot and put it in his pocket. Why are you taking the stone?" said the little old lady. "Well," said the young man, "this stone is not cooked enough. I will have to cook it some more tomorrow." And the young man said goodbye. He walked down the road, and he walked and he walked and he walked. "What a fine supper I will have tomorrow," he said. "Soup from a stone, fancy that." So he's going to use that stone again to play that same trick. Do you know what the trick was? Yeah, he made that old lady go get some onions and carrots by tricking her. But she learned a lesson too. What do you think the lesson was? Yeah, to share. They both had a nice dinner together when they shared. When she said, "I don't have anything," she wasn't telling the truth, was she? No. She did have some stuff to share. So they got to eat soup together. So the lesson is to share. Right, it's better together. All right, here's what I want you to do with the stone soup. I want you to think, let me show you. I want you to think of our characters, our setting, our problem, and our solution. And on a piece of paper, I just want you to fold it into 4 squares. Find a piece of paper that I gave you. And I want you to think about the problem, the setting, the characters, and the solution of the story. And draw a picture for each square. Now, if you get a chance to make stone soup, all you need to do is to get a nice clean stone, have Mom scrub it. You don't have to put the stone in, but it's a lot of fun. And yeah, you can make sure it's big enough so you don't choke. But stone soup is just basically vegetable soup. You just need, I usually use some chicken broth and some carrots, just cans that you just dump into a crock pot. Mom can do that if you want to do it. Carrots and onions and potatoes, all the vegetables that you like, and some chicken broth. And usually I put noodles in it too because it's yummy. And then you just cook it until it bubbles and it's hot, and you just eat it with some bread or something. It's delicious. If you like vegetable soup, then you probably will like stone soup because it's the same. All right? Well, happy Thanksgiving. I hope you enjoyed our story. Bye.